Good evening, fellow conspiracy theorists. Tonight, we bring you another episode of reality where gas gets closer and closer to $2 more a gallon. The drums of war keep getting louder, and somehow, not a single person has managed to find a pair of handcuffs over this Epstein stuff. Amazing how that works, huh? We're also told that the economy is so strong, the borders are secure. The surveillance is for your safety. And the people responsible for every major disaster for the last 30 years have somehow never been held accountable. Inflation, your fault. Crime, your fault. The climate, also your fault. But don't worry. The people who have crashed banks, started wars, sold out the country, and attended island little getaways, no. They're just fine. So tonight's episode is brought to you by you, the American taxpayer, funding the chaos, funding the wars, funding the corruption, and somehow still being told you're the problem. So tonight, we're going to ask the question a lot of people are starting to whisper. What happens when you finally realize it's all of them?
This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. That's right. We are not experts, therapists, financial advisors, relationship gurus, or parenting coaches. We are, however, enthusiastic amateurs with microphones and too much free time. Anything you hear on the show should absolutely not be used to make life decisions. That includes, but is not limited to, money moves, marriage vows, breakups, makeups, child-rearing strategies, or any situation where logic and responsibility are typically required. We are a comical and satirical show, so if you're taking us seriously, you may already be part of the problem. Now that we've legally covered our behinds, let's get into it.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another Loud Horse and Off. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in. Find your seats. Say hello to your neighbor. Say hello. Hello. Get to know your neighbors as everybody files in. File in. Here we go. Hopefully, everybody gets to watch the show from home tonight because gas prices. Am I right? Oh, too soon? Too soon for the gas price joke? I'd say it's like not even getting started. Where the tip is in right now. Okay, they're just putting in the tip right now. It's just the tip. So buckle up. Buckle it up. Bite on something. Get like a 1x2 and just bite down on that. Because I don't think it's going to get any better because the shit keeps escalating over there in that fucking godforsaken desert that we're funding. We get to fund our own gas hikes. Yeah. No, here's money for the war budget. Let's stick that in the war chest. Let's be able to protect our. No, we're not protecting. What was that? Oh no, we're not protecting. Oh, okay. We're just funding going into places and bombing them on behalf of our uh, our masters. Because we're just goyim. So we do what we're told. God put us here to serve them, so we could look out for their best interest. And so the taxpayer money goes into that war chest, and then we start to fuck with people who are supplying the world with oil, and then somehow it fucking trickles back on us. Whereas, yeah, sorry, I know it was only 3 days and gas went up a whole fucking dollar, but buckle up, Americans. Everything's perfect. The economy's great. Wall Street raking in record profits. Yeah. Meanwhile, it's fucking cloak and dagger to try to get people's names unredacted from Epstein files. Because God forbid somebody gets fucking held accountable. God forbid. Serenity now. And then you're like, boy, that like Washington, D.C. is awfully quiet about that, right? Nobody's saying shit. Nobody. I don't give a shit if you're Republican, Democrat. None of your leaders are saying shit. Why? Why is that? Why does it always seem like the one thing they can agree on, it's fucking killing foreigners overseas? They're always down for that. They always agree on that shit. America. What's up, Wedge? What up? Are you getting hammered by snow? Cloud seed get you for one last snow up there? Weather manipulation. Let's just bombard Wisconsin one last time. Ah, man, that was a hell of a rant for the intro, though, huh? Whew. Man, oh man, I don't even where to even start. Other than I've been growing more and more kind of irritated with, you know, it's just like nobody's saying shit. Like hello, like we did, how quickly we forgot. Because they know the playbook. The playbook is whenever Americans start to get a little hussy, a little huffy puffy about a topic, we quickly give them something else real quick to get them like we're fucking goldfish. Did we forget our politicians fuck children? Did we forget? I didn't forget this one. I won't let this one go. I don't give a shit if we bomb every fucking country that isn't our country. I'm not forgetting about our politicians fucking children. And I'm pissed off about it because we're not getting any unredacted emails. And they have to redact them. I get it. Because there'll be a bunch of names we know. Maybe even some folks we voted for. I get it. Boy, is our face red. I get it. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Go burn it all down. Fucking burn it all down. Then I guess that's what has to be done. Like when your house gets infested with German roaches. And so you're not going to spray your way out of that one. You're going to have to burn the fucking house down. You're going to have to bleach all the dirt. You have to just burn all the dirt too. And then after it's smoldered and there's nothing there for about a year, then you can go ahead and pour a new foundation, sticks on top of the foundation, boom. You got to burn that shit down. And no Americans are saying anything. Like they forgot. Every time fucking the boss man comes over from Israel, we're fucking bombing somebody. Then he gets on TV, like a week or two ago, talking about we got to start censoring Americans talking ill of Israel. Yeah, shut down their First Amendment. That's his suggestion. Shut down Americans' First Amendment because I don't need them asking questions about what we're doing over here. It's none of their fucking business. They don't get to have a critical thought about us. They're our servants. Make sure your people get that straight. Nobody says nothing. Nothing. Our politicians are like, yeah, okay. Do you want me to spread my ass cheeks a little further apart? BB? Is that cool? Spread my ass cheeks a little bit further? You going to put lube on it this time? No? That's how that goes. And again, just nobody says nothing. The fact that gas, I know everybody had to be feeling gas around the country. I'm on the East Coast here, in the mid-East Coast, up $1. Up $1. Two of you is watching right now. You guys want to type in the chat? How much has gas gone up in the last 2 weeks for you guys? You don't have to tell me where you're at. Just how much has the gas gone up? Because I know it's gone up. Those Iranians are blocking that Hormuz Strait, the Strait of Vermouth. I'm butchering the name on purpose. The fuck we even doing there? Because Trump and Bibi, they had a gut feeling Iran was going to do something. Then on Twitter today, I'm seeing they're kind of trying to make their rounds because everybody's pissed off at Bibi and he should be tried as a war criminal and they're looking to arrest him. He might have been KIA. Okay. Yeah. Like Epstein too. That son of a bitch is alive. I don't want to hear it no more. When any news network say he wasn't murdered, you're damn right he wasn't murdered. He was walked right out that front door. You start to dig into those emails. He wasn't just some fucking patsy running a fucking honeypot operation. No. No. He was best buddies. He was best buddies with all of them. Not just some patsy. So the story wasn't like this. At first, us conspiracy theorists were like, oh God, he knew too much. He had too much dirt on them. And they all got together and had a meeting and were like, what do we do? We fucking kill that motherfucker. That's what we do. He knows too much. That wasn't how the meeting went. They had a meeting and they were like, what do we do? Well, we got to break him out of there. We got to get our best buddy out of there. Bill Gates and Soros and Rockefellers and Rothschilds. Yeah. And Bibi and whoever, some names involved in Mossad we might not know. Oh, yeah, we'll get him out. Get him out. We'll shut off those video cameras. We'll kill somebody who looks just like him. Get that cadaver into his cell. We'll shut the cameras off. Those two stupid security guards, we'll pay them money they've never seen in their lives to say that they fell asleep, and we'll just walk them right out the fucking front door. How does that sound? We'll just walk them right out of there. Okay. Get them out. Get them out of there. So that's what they're going to try to run on us with Bibi. Oh, he's dead. Those Iranians, we didn't know they had that kind of technology. They popped his ass. They popped him. And then the rest of the world can go like, or Bibi's dead. Yeah. That's all right. The next asshole to pop right in his space. Start coming here every other, let's say 2 weeks. Tell our fucking guy what's what. You got it. Whatever you want. Just please don't unredact my name. Yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Hold on. Let me leave this in the comments. I mean, not in the comments, on the ticker. No. It's a different show, Ezra. Let me see. What if I type this at? Bam. Leave that in the comments. Yeah. Not a whole lot of goofing off. Not a whole lot of goofing off. Today I've been really fucking pissed off. You know, you get sick of this shit. You see that a life's getting more and more and more and more unaffordable. Right? Boy, gas is really going up. You know what comes next? You know what comes up? You know what prices go up after gas, don't you? Right? Because diesel's up over $5 where I'm at. Well, our goods, of course. All the products and food and stuff that we buy from Walmarts and grocery stores, and that has to go up because the big conglomerates, they're not paying the difference. They fuck that. The plebs are paying that. Because if they took up the cost of that, how can they fly to weekend getaways on private islands? How can they afford that? How could they afford all the jerky that's needed? Grape soda and pizza, that stuff's not cheap. They're certainly not going to pay the difference. They pass that down to us. And as if the groceries are already expensive. They never went down. That drill baby drill shit, we never did it. What the fuck happened to drill baby drill? Just no? How about open up the pipelines? Remember, we had the pipelines open? And then Biden's first day in office, he auto-penned those pipelines to be closed. And then gas went up like 40 cents in 3 days. And then kept going up and up and up and up and up until he was done with his 4 years. And this asshole goes on the campaign trail. We're going to drill, baby, drill. And we were all like, or. We're still not drilling. Are we drilling? I can't tell. Gas keeps going up and up. Then you start some bullshit with Iran. Now the gas shot up $1 in a week. Don't we have a shit ton of oil here? What happened to energy independence? No, fuck that. Boss man, Trump, your boss man tell you can't do that? Well, what do I tell the American people? Fuck the American people. That's what you tell them. Nothing. That's it, Wedge. I know. Spoken like a true Zionist. I'm not calling you a Zionist. You know that. But that is their motto. Why drill when you can just conquer? Oh, cool. Are we gonna take their oil and get it for us? No. God, no. No. We're just gonna stash that oil like over there somewhere and make some deals, backroom deals with other countries so that they can sell it and make their money, and then we get a cut and all that good shit. But you guys, you just worry about you. You keep paying those gas prices we got. Wedge, how much is gas up by you? If I could be more specific, how much has gas gone up? I'll tell you, it's about $1. Like we're here where I'm at, about perfectly $1 more in about what, 10-day span, 7-10 days, something like that. Basically, ever since we shot the first shot at Iran, gas went whoop. And no need for it to stop. Damn. Up about $1 from 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's about exactly $1 as well where I'm at here. We're at about $3.60 where I'm at. Because it was down to like $2.60, $2.65, somewhere in there. It varies from little town to town. About $1, yeah. And again, that shit affects our goods at our stores. So expect that all that other shit to go up too. Again, some more. Because I don't know. I've been grocery shopping ever since Biden was president, and I haven't seen groceries come down for shit. Even though you got Pam Bondi going on and deflecting the Epstein questions to go, the Dow Jones is up 50,000 points. I mean, are Americans really concerned about fucking kids? I mean, really, the Dow Jones is up. Like, again, as if regular Americans give a shit if the Dow Jones is up 50,000. That doesn't affect normal folks. The Dow Jones going up to 50,000 doesn't make my eggs and milk any cheaper, does it? You fucking dumb twat. How about unredact some of those emails, asshole, so we could start with the guillotines? They're getting rusty, collecting dust. We really need to get these guillotines going. Come on, let's get with the guillotines. Anybody seen that photo going around of Bibi? Let's see if I can't pop it up real quick. And everybody can tell me if it's AI or not. Should just take me a second. It really was just basically everywhere. There we go. Have you seen this man lately? Iran? Bullseye? Direct hit? You sunk my battleship? You sunk my Zionist Jew? It's got to be AI, right? That guy to the right of him holding him up, he doesn't have any dust on him. He doesn't have any concrete dust. This might be Bibi's way of like faking his own death, so he doesn't have to be held accountable. Oh, that doesn't happen anyways. That's not a fucking thing anyways. Accountability. They don't know the meaning of the word. I've seen my man Alex Jones acting like a fucking fool on Jimmy Dore's show. Let's see if I can't pull that up. He was losing his shit. He was losing his shit. Let's see, Jimmy. I'm waiting for Create to show up. He was around earlier when I was streaming The Simpsons. He's like, "Hey, are you loud horsing off tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, see you then." Then he checked out. But this is good. This is kind of like I don't know if Jimmy was trying to be snarky or coy with Alex or what, but Alex really pulled the other way really hard. All because he won't he says that he looked into the shit Candace Owens was talking about Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica, and he said, like it didn't check out. The Egyptian flights, all that shit, it didn't check out. I know. Well, me too. Me too, or at least a regular. I don't want to put the guy on the spot and be like, "You want to be my co-host?" But have a regular spot on the show, a regular contributor, if you will. But he's still getting it together. His office. It takes time. I told him I get it. I didn't build all this in overnight. It took a lot of saving and then buy a little thing here and a little thing there. I'm still not completely done. Close though. That's why I've been streaming so damn much lately, because I'm pretty damn close to having. The last thing I need is I want better lighting. Like I want actual real soft. What do they call that? Soft lighting, soft box, something like that. I want those instead of the LED panels that I have, because I think the lighting is much better. Oh, and the lens. That's another thing. The lens. I need a better lens that allows more light in. Outside of that, after those couple things, I think I'm all set. But here, let's hear. So Alex is saying the shit Candace Owens was talking about it's not checking out. He looked into it and it's not real. And I do believe Alex, but Jimmy kind of like pushed back a little bit and then, well, you'll see Alex's reaction.
Who do you think killed Charlie Kirk? Do you think it was Tyler Robinson in the FBI story, or what do you think is going on?
Yeah, that I noticed that's when you guys started kind of going against me some, just because the way it all boiled down.
Well, Alex, here's the thing. This story seems like it's right up your alley, because no matter where you put your attention into the Charlie Kirk assassination or TPUSA or Erica Kirk, there's a million things that don't make sense and stand out as red flags. So it seems like it would be right up your alley. And so you've seen the speculation. People think that somehow you've been compromised because you're not your old you. So what happened to the old Alex? We want the old Alex back. And so what do you say to those people when they say that?
Well, you've asked me questions, and I've done big gestalts from different angles, of the different pieces. And you can look at each piece, take out of context, say something that I didn't say. I don't believe that 30-06 goes into your neck and bounces back out. Okay? I don't believe the official story. You got the famous disruptor operative down there saying, I shot him, so that, quote, the guy could get away. You have all the weirdness swirling around. You have Kash Patel that I broke in an argument with Tulsi Gabbard like 6 days after he's dead, saying, we're not looking at foreign involvement or accomplices. And you've got on its face all the trans people saying he'll be dead tomorrow, watch. They won't even question them. So obviously there's a cover-up. Then, if you're going to investigate the cover-up, you have to then go after real stuff. Like when we got the Podesta files in the WikiLeaks in 2016, and it was, we're delivering the 7-year-old, 9-year-old, and 11-year-old for your pleasure in the hot tub, Mr. Podesta. And it's a company that literally rents kids for parties.
Yeah, see, so there's more of shit that's just enraging right there, what Alex says. Podesta, like his name being mentioned in the fucking emails. Unredacted his name. You want to question him? Nah. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. What the fuck? No, not a peep from Americans. Not a fucking peep. Nothing. And I just mean as a whole. I don't mean anybody individually. I'm not saying everybody needs to go on a podcast and shout from the mountaintops like me. But just I would like to walk up to a stranger at the fucking grocery store and go, Epstein files, am I right? And have the other human being get all fucking riled up. No. What about the Epstein files? What's going on? Nobody's arrested yet. How about that? How about that for a start? Like, go ahead and drive around with your window tints too dark and find out how fast you'll be in jail if you don't pay that fucking citation. Well, it's a trickle-down effect. First, they'll fucking suspend your driver's license, and then if they catch you driving on said suspended license, then you go to jail. Okay, these guys throw parties where they fuck children. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, all right.
And hide it. And all the, and they so then the CNN focused on 4chan and 8chan, saying a pizza place is where they were doing it. That was a diversion, even though some people involved there were, in the orbit of that, from what was happening in New York and other states. So then everybody's telling me, go look at Fort Huachuca and go look at this guy, Mitch Snow. And he's a known con man. Video of him attacking his wife with a hammer. He says she did. You don't have 12 colonels in the meeting the day before, and we're going to kill Charlie tomorrow. It's not how it works. So I mean, in the military, they're actually killing somebody. They hand somebody a file. He's like an army captain or somebody. So the point was, I was saying to Candace, I said, you're being set up with disinfo to discredit the investigation. And then they all turned around and said, you're funded by, whoever, the Israelis. So then I got a little bit pissed about it. And so that was my point is, obviously you've got Erica Kirk with the fake crying and just all of it. There's something's going on there. But then to say, then all this other stuff, and then I go like the Egyptian planes. Other people went and bought the data, looked at it. Well, it wasn't accurate. I said, hey, this isn't accurate. Notice we've never got the Egyptian plane data that was going to be published. So it's not saying, I'm saying disinfo gets put out. I'm not saying Candace is doing this on purpose to discredit the real stuff that's there. Does that make sense?
I mean, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, there was obviously a coordinated op against Candace Owens to try to paint a picture and to disparage and smear her character. And instead of saying,
that came later. That came later with the people being paid to call her a demon or whatever. I don't even know that's true.
I mean,
I don't normally infight, and I wasn't infighting there. I had everybody in the street and telling me, look at the Egyptian planes, look into this Mitch Snow guy. I go look him up. The man's a historic con man. I just go, this isn't right. Like there's all this real stuff. I don't have to buy everything that's then put out. I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to believe Mitch Snow to believe there's a cover up and something. But it's also interesting that Erica Kirk can't tell us where she was when she was supposedly at Camp Huachuca. She hasn't provided any of that evidence. And so,
Jimmy, they don't have 12 colonels in a skiff planning his murder the day before. This is not how it works.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know how it works. So,
have you ever seen Apocalypse Now?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Okay. Well, they did decades of research to make that. That's exactly how the Army assassinates somebody. They won't even say kill Colonel Kurtz. Okay, you don't have 12 people in the room, much less 12 colonels.
Okay.
They don't have 12. They don't probably have 12 colonels in the Army that do domestic killing. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you, like, it doesn't work like that.
So you don't think Candace Owens is crazy or anything? You just think that maybe, or she's evil, or you just think that maybe on this one lead, which was Mitch Snow and Camp Huachuca, you think that she was given bad information? Because there's definitely
you remember all the Gotti recordings. They had to put microphones outside to get him. Like, I need to take care of him. He needs to go away. It's like in Yellowstone. They go, take him to the train station. No one says kill someone. Okay. In Senate reports, you don't have 12 colonels and they're all meeting to plan an assassination the next day. It's bonker town.
But it did.
Hold on. It's coming. Just wait. It's coming.
That they're over the top freak out over the assertion about Camp Huachuca is suspicious, right? And and now we know that Erica Kirk and Harpel has these connections to Camp Huachuca. There's all these kind of weird connections to Camp Huachuca, and so that was really a red flag when they freaked out over that. Way too much. If it was nothing, why would they care? And why wouldn't Erica be able to tell us where she was on the 8th and 9th? So I think there's something to that, Camp Huachuca.
I mean, she released photos. They said they weren't real. I mean,
right.
You can't ever satisfy
that. The metadata didn't match up. So
let's be clear. I'm not involved with TPUSA. I've been to a few other events. Spoke. I'm not being paid. I didn't bring this up. I shouldn't even have got into it. Fine. Mitch knows God. 12 colonels. She was there. Hell, Erica Kirk pulled the trigger. She killed him. Just boom, move on. Candace Owens is God. Candace Owens said, ice melts at 30 degrees and it didn't melt. And her people told me, no, ice does melt at 30 degrees. Fine. Ice melts 30 degrees. Okay, no longer 32. Whatever she says, Jimmy, she's God, done. Boom. Because I'm not the apologist for TPUSA. I'm not involved. Fine. They did it. They killed him. Boom. Move on. Because I'm serious. They murdered him. I mean,
all I know is they've all been lying nonstop, right? So they've all been lying, from the chief of his security team to the pastors surrounding him, to his team who are now hosting his show under his name. They've even gone so far as to say that Charlie would support the war once it started. I mean, these guys, those are the biggest bunch of used car salesmen, liars, charlatans, self-dealers I've ever seen in my life. And if you look at Wolves of Finance, he's uncovered all this financial shenanigans that they were doing with their shell companies and sending millions of dollars to a UPS mailbox and calling it a company. And so there's all kinds of stuff that was happening. Those guys are criminal liars and charlatans, and it's very obvious. So anyways,
here's the deal. I didn't like having to spend my time while we got ready to World War III and all this, focusing on every little minutia about this. I got irritated. Let me tell you, where I burrowed in, Jimmy, into their stories about them, it wasn't accurate. Of course, I was joking saying they did it. I'm just sick of it. I've moved on. People can believe whatever they want. But here's the thing. This company has a P.O. box. We don't say where our location is. Those corporations. I'm not even defending that. But my point is that we hear all this stuff, and I'm telling you, before you say that stuff, you should run that down, because I can't believe how much stuff I run down, and I couldn't believe that when I tried to say, hey, I ran this down, it's not right. I ran this down, it's not right. People didn't want to hear it. So I'm like, hey, you want Barabbas? You got it. I wash my hands. I'm not talking about Candace Owens. Ice melts at 30 degrees. It's true. Anything she says is accurate. Word of God. I'm serious. Like, word of God. Anything she says, I'm for it. Done. Fort Huachuca. Mitch knows a great guy. His wife attacked him with a hammer. I know. I agree with it all.
You understand, but you understand.
No. She is God. I'm serious. Like they say, ex-Catherine, the Pope from his throne is the word of God. No, the word of God is Candace Owens. I'm done. I support her. She's God. Everything she says is true. Mitch Snow is like the archangel Michael, and his farts are like the truth. Like, he says it, I bow. That's it. Period.
But you understand why people have questions about how it seemed like a story that would be right up your alley, and you went the other way. You understand that, and that people so they're wondering, like, okay, so you got that. We all feel for you with that BS $1 billion lawsuit that you lost, and that was horrible. And so now people are thinking, oh my God, how is he making his money? And is he being compromised now because he's got that $1 billion judgment over his head? And so that's the big question. I think it would go a long way if you could help people understand what the answers are to those questions.
Well, I mean, obviously, I got $1.5 billion for Fort Huachuca. I pulled the trigger. No, seriously,
I
killed Charlie.
Alex, come on.
I did it. I killed him. We'll come right back. Because of how synthetic and fake Erica Kirk looks is in effect. And I saw the talking point he put out. Jones has $1.5 billion judgment. He's only on air because he sold out. Okay, fine. That's what it is. No, I have appeals. I have been battling them and in huge lawsuits.
Basically, all right. We get it. All right. Alex did it. Okay. I know we were all trying to get to the bottom of who off Charlie. It was Alex Jones. He was at the fort. He believes that con man, everything's fine. Oh, he's crazy. That's our boy Alex. He's my guy. Now what's he saying? This was just 3 hours ago. All right, let's hear him out. This goofball. I don't know. Again, I'm telling you, Everybody's saying that Netanyahu's has passed away, but I don't know, man. Let's hear him out.
So the official Israeli government PR account, similar to the White House press secretary, said last night they cannot verify where Netanyahu is. There's been reports about that. That's everywhere. And then you've got this weird video that comes out that does look like AI. Just looks fake on his face. We know they've been targeting the main command base that Netanyahu basically stays in. But at the same time, that thing's got so many levels below it, it's hard to believe even a U.S. 30,000-pound bomb could get down all those levels. But I got to tell you, Netanyahu came to power and stayed in power, getting Yitzhak being killed. That's on record. But his party did that. There's a big fight with him over there, and they want to get rid of him. The majority of the government does. So he could be dead. And if he is dead, I don't think it's the Iranians. I think it's going to end up being the Israelis, and we'll just say the Iranians did it. A lot of weirdness going on right now. But he could pop back up tomorrow. So it's all speculation. But you got to ask, if he turns out to be dead, did the Israelis do it? Will they blame Iran?
Always asking those hard questions, Alex. Always asking those hard questions. So yeah, so that's what he said. They can't. They don't know where he is. Like I said, Bibi's on a fucking other island with Epstein right now. They're gonna fake his death. So again, everybody who's hating on him, because let's face it, nobody likes Bibi. So I'll just fake my own death. I'll go away. People will be happy that I'm gone. But I'll go lamp it up somewhere on some island with Jeffrey. And no one will be none the wiser. Nobody will ever find me. And then the next guy, again, the next asshole will just take his place. How's everybody doing tonight? There's no way Bibi's gone. There's no way. What? Time out. So this is all breaking news. I'm watching it with you guys as I'm finding it.
Right now in one of the locations that was attacked, you can see just behind me Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who has visited this place. This is one of the locations where a deadly attack took place. 9 people were killed, and there were, in fact, more than 25 who were injured out here. You can see Netanyahu, in fact, visiting this particular location out here. And this is the latest that we are picking up in Bet Shemshesh, where, in fact, right now in one.
Oh. So he's walking around. He's walking around. We knew it was too good to be true. Even though that could have been filmed days ago. Oh, no, that was Netanyahu's last appearance in the media. I stand corrected. Apparently, that Indian reporter, he was arrested by Israeli police because he had given away the Prime Minister's location. He had said the location where he was at. Now that the Prime Minister's gone missing, this Indian journalist had been arrested. Okay, because we still don't know where Bibi's at. Okay. There's probably more AI videos. You guys see the video of somebody recording him while driving past him? Like he'd be on an American highway. I don't know if this is America though, so don't quote me on that. But let me make the picture bigger. What do we got here? No, not like that. Like this? No. Like this? No. Like that? No. This? No. Trying to get this one big because I want everybody to see it, even if like you're holding a little phone. I want you to be able to see the face. So here is somebody driving down the highway, and they're passing a guy in a convertible. Okay. Take a good look at him. He's alive. He's alive. He walked right out of that jail cell. It does kind of look like him, no lie. But again, it's the internet, so you got to be careful. They could have filmed this when he was still alive and kicking. Okay. Alive and kicking. Candace Owens. 16 minutes ago, this woman. Candace Owens. There is a cover-up afoot regarding the health of Bibi Netanyahu. The United States government should be addressing this head-on, but there is a directive to stay mum. What's going on? Haven't they lied enough? I'll drop by Candace and let her know. No, Candace. They haven't. Silly goose. I think there's a comma that goes after that pause there. There we go. So they did try to show us some video of him still alive. Something about a sixth finger here. Something about disappearing teeth. So it could be AI. Yep, there he goes with the 6 fingers right there. X is woke tonight. Owen Schroyer. Owen Schroyer, my guy. Owen Schroyer. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Everything gets so convoluted with the age of AI upon us, too. Right? It makes it harder and harder to discern between what's actual footage of stuff and what's AI. And it's, really convenient, right? That the timing of all this. And I'm just so pissed off, really, that like we're on the brink of like a World War III at the orders of a foreign fucking leader coming here and telling fucking Trump, who's supposed to be the Barney badass of the world, the guy comes over here and wants us to get involved with Iran, and just like that we do. Really? Because he ran on no more wars, You know, what happened to like make a deal? What happened? They just got a little feeling inside, a little gut feeling that Iran was about to bomb somebody or they got nukes. Bibi's been saying for 20 years that Iran's about to have nukes. Nothing. Never. 20 years. He said they were 12 days away from having nukes 20 years ago. And he said it over and over and over and over. But if you're reminded of a DOD document from like way back in the day, right around 9/11, some document leaked or was released to the public. I think it was leaked. It might have been a Edward Snowden leak, or the other guy. Who's the other guy? Julian Assange. Could have been a leak from one of theirs, where it was like a DOD document that said that whomever wanted to invade like these 6 or 7 Middle Eastern countries. And then when you know it, fast forward all these years later, and right down the fucking list. Right down the list we go, with the last country being Iran. I don't, yeah, you know, nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Also, too, what else happened? I don't know if I had a show before this news broke, but you guys seen that they raided Zorro Ranch, Epstein's Zorro Ranch? What the fuck took them so long? Oh, they needed to destroy evidence? Okay, yeah. Okay, is it clear? Can we come in now? No, wait. They're running shit through the paper shredder and burning whatever DNA could be around. Not yet. Don't come in yet. I'm not dressed. And then just what, during the week here a few days ago. Okay, you can come in now. All right, great. Boom. Kick down the door, go in there. Yeah, thanks for fucking nothing. Let's see what Jesse Waters is talking about, huh? He's a reputable guy on a reputable news station. Huh? Right?
Investigators are swarming Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, wait. Fox is going to fucking light my ass up. Fox is going to light me up for this. Am I going to have to pause it every 2 seconds?
Epstein's notorious New Mexico ranch.
See, so they raided his New Mexico ranch. Well, about fucking time, right? I can't show it, actually. I'm not even going to risk it. I'm not risking it for the biscuit. It's not worth it. Big deal. You're a little too fucking late, assholes, to go raid the app. Maybe you should have raided the ranch when you all fucking knew it was happening. When you were like, there's some good fucking jerky. Who made this jerky? Oh, yeah, that famous chef that has, Cannibals and Cooks. Yeah, that guy. One of Epstein's buddies. What did he put in this? It's fucking delicious. I don't know, baby organs or something like that. I don't. What? Yeah, you should have raided that place back when it fucking mattered. Now that all the evidence is gone. Yeah, great. Again, or. Okay, thanks. Thanks. Not this seal, buddy. Not this seal. I'm not clapping. Put one motherfucker in handcuffs. They couldn't do one. They couldn't put one asshole in handcuffs. Not one. The patriotic blonde. If Netanyahu is dead, who's controlling the Epstein files? I'll give her a clue. Anna Kasparian. So did they kill Netanyahu or not? I'm not even going to comment. She's got so many damn comments. There's our president-in-chief badass. Iran had plans of taking over the entire Middle East. So instead, me and Israel are going to do it. And completely obliterate Israel, sure. Like they're kind of doing right now. If any of that footage is accurate, Israel's getting fucking bombarded. Just like Iran itself, those plans are now dead. President Donald J. Trump, sure they are, buddy. Yeah. Can you lower the gas prices for us, please? Huh? Can you make life 5% better for Americans? Can you? Because you haven't since you got into office. You haven't made, and you've been in there for a whole fucking year, and you haven't made life 5% better for Americans. At this point, I hope like Americans little by little are starting to wake up a little bit. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. I think I'm out. Fucking, I vote Democrat. Okay, cool. Yeah, vote them. Vote them in. Do that. I vote Republican. I vote them in. Good. Yeah, do that. Because that grip that is grabbing your balls, and it's grabbing so tight now that testicles are beginning to pop out and squeeze through each finger. It just keeps getting tighter and tighter. It doesn't fucking matter who's in there. I would challenge every American to write fucking Mickey Mouse on the ballot next go around. Pencil in Mickey Mouse. And find out how that grip just gets ever tighter. Then those testicles that pop through your fucking their fingers will be turning blue. You know, meanwhile, just fuck kids. Yeah, do that. You guys can do that. And we'll just worry about how we're paying our mortgage next month. How we're going to feed our families. We have those things to worry about. What would we possibly know about global politics? Right? When they ask each other what their body count is, it's a completely different thing than what we know as a body count. I don't know. Just when are Americans going to just wake the fuck up? Just wake up. I think it's happening. I think little by little it's happening. I really do. Little by little. It's not happening fast enough is the problem. Not enough people. Oh, Jesus, Alex. Does this guy ever give it a goddamn break? Let's hear him out. He just did this an hour ago. Come on, Alex, dude. Come on, my man. Come on.
"14 days ago, President Trump and Israel launched attacks on Iran. And I said then, Iran will close the Strait of Hormuz, the 27% of the world's energy. And then when Trump tries to stop them, they will just double down. I predicted the regime would not fall. That was the assessments of the Joint Chiefs of Staff to Trump. But Israel drug us into it. Now Trump is deploying a Marine Expeditionary Force, amphibious ships, 5,000 Marines, the 82nd Airborne, you name it, already being deployed, as I said a week ago, to retake or take the Iranian side of the Strait of Hormuz. People said, oh, you're conspiracy theorists. No, now it's official as of Friday, yesterday. And so now Trump has called on the nations of the earth, the EU, the UK, China, India, to send their navies to the Persian Gulf and to the Strait of Hormuz so that Iran won't attack their ships, using them as human shields, so that Iran will be in checkmate and won't close the Strait of Hormuz, which they've already basically closed. Iran.
How about if we just drilled our own fucking oil? We wouldn't give a shit if Iran's trying to close that Strait of Hormuz. I would give a shit. Oh, because our masters told him to. I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting. He's like a puppet, right? That they cram their hand up his ass and they're attacking. Do the little hand tricks. They love the hands. The best littlest hands you've ever seen. God, keep going, Alex, man. Just keep pissing me off, dude.
Doesn't care. Iran's already being obliterated, but you can't get rid of their ground troops. So you get rid of their offensive military to a great extent. There's still fire missiles at Israel and others, but you can mitigate that, but you can't get them to stop. And it doesn't matter if they sink the Iranian Navy. It doesn't matter if all these other aircraft carriers show up from India and China and everywhere else, which China's allied with them, they're not going to do. Because the Iranians have a giant army that the CIA tried to take down in the 80s using Iraq, and 2 million people died, and the Iranians didn't give up. And the Pentagon told Trump there was a 90% probability that they wouldn't fall for years. So a week ago, Trump's like, fine, we'll fight for 20 years, or we'll obliterate your whole country, on and on. But then he figured out that that's not actually going to happen. So now he's like, okay, you need to give up. He announced today the war is over. Well, no, it's not, because the Iranians didn't give up. So that's where we are. And to all my critics, man, aren't you proven wrong again? All the pro-war neocons that thought you were going to take over the Trump administration, which you have to a great extent on foreign policy, and Netanyahu and everybody else. Even the Israeli newspapers have been, wow, Iran was harder to beat than we thought. Well, they
most likely all also in those files with their names redacted. All of them. All of them. It's a big fucking club. And I don't want to be in that one. I don't want to be in that one. I'm good. I think, one good time cures that. Just one. Like a little 40 cent, 30 cent little shell. Anyways, I digress.
just keep having more missiles. So this is total insanity. And it took 90,000 Marines to take Iwo Jima. That's in the island hopping towards Japan in the Pacific War and World War II. 90,000 one island. You think 5,000 Marines and 7,000 82nd Airborne, that's the combat contingent. It's like 18,000, but only 7,000 are actual fighters. Do you think 12,000 troops and Marines? Have you looked at the Strait of Hormuz on the Iranian side? It's like it was designed by God to be a trap. Multi-thousand foot cliffs and then mountains. A perfect bowl where their main military stationed. Thousands of pieces of artillery, hidden missiles, spider holes, you name it. They can fly their drones out all day long. They can hit Israel thousands of miles away or 800 miles away with a drone. Can they hit the ships? Yeah. So if France sticks his ship out there, if anybody does, it doesn't matter. The Iranians are up against a wall. They are belligerent. They are emboldened. It doesn't mean in the end of this, they won't be defeated, but it's called a Pyrrhic victory for the United States. Because if you look at all the economics, what the economists are saying, Trump's recovery plan was a great plan. That's why I supported it. But it's all based on inflation being curtailed. And the base of inflation is energy. And if oil gets up to $90 to $100 a barrel for just a few months, as I warned 6 months ago with economists on the show, it will derail the plan. It'll be way worse than the Federal Reserve not cutting interest rates early, way worse than that. Because beyond even interest rate on mortgages and things, or on car loans, is the price of energy. That's the most baseline of everything. And poor people get destroyed with inflation. Rich people just get hurt. So this is a big deal, folks. So the globalists wanted to derail Trump's plan.
It's all part of it's all part of the plan, Alex. Yeah. Thanks, boss. I think all of us on the show, we know this. Yeah. We know. And Trump has to go along with it because his name was mentioned in certain files 36,000 fucking times. Just saying, okay? Just throwing that out there, boss.
COVID was their way to derail his recovery the first time. Totally set him up. We know that. This time they've done it again. And he now knows he was set up. He's trying to stomp the brakes. Went from, unconditional surrender, because the Iranians actually said, we're not going to surrender. So Trump was, okay, unconditional surrender. That was a week ago. Now it's like, you give up, the war's over, we've won, we've taken out your military. See, first it was just get rid of their nukes or nuke capacity. Then it was get rid of their missiles. Then it was like, no, regime change. That didn't happen.
Yeah, that was another one of my big questions. When they said, oh, yeah, we had their nuclear program. They were going to shoot nukes. Well, I thought that was that quick bomb run we did 3-4 months ago. We targeted a nuclear facility. Oh, that was it. Now it's just kidding. Actually, we need to bomb some more now. And we need a regime change. Like, whoa, time out. And did nobody vote for this? Nobody asked for this. But again, it doesn't matter because the people who own our politicians asked for it, and that's what they're going to get, you see, because the grip on testicles, that whole thing, okay? That's a fact. It's going on. It's a nice firm grip. Testicles are popping out of the grip between the fingers, and now they're beginning to turn a bluish hue. They're turning a bluish hue.
So now it's like, well, we're done. It's over. But it's not over. See, it was
Oh, yeah, and that too, and what Alex said too. And it's not them who suffer. All the people whose names are redacted on they's lists, they're not feeling a thing. Recession, inflation. They don't know what the fuck that is. Okay, because they abuse and eat children, and we don't. So the high gas prices, yeah, we'll pay it. The Americans, we'll we're struggling, and we're all living paycheck to paycheck. But we got this. And as Alex said too, energy is the base of which everything else is kind of like dependent on. So as gas goes up, our food goes up, our products go up, shoes and clothing and light bulbs and toothbrushes and our toilet paper and a gallon of milk and our eggs and everything. And who suffers? Oh yeah, we do, the poor people. Who else? Trump wants to send all these Marines over there. I'll tell you what, Trump, you send Barron. Send Barron first. No, you won't do that? Hey, I didn't think you would. No rich politician who ever started a war ever did. No, just send your kids. Just send my kids. So we fund it all, you see. We fund the whole private island. We fund it. The bombs going over there that we didn't ask for, we fund it. And then, war? Sure, yeah. You want to start World War III? Yeah. Wait, who's going to go fight it? Oh, our kids too. Okay, so not only are we going to suffer economically, you're going to take our children too to go over there and die because, again, your masters told you to. Our greatest ally. Our greatest fucking ally we've ever known. The people who spit on you if you go over there on vacation. Our greatest ally. The testicles are starting to turn purple. They're actually starting to turn purple now. They've passed the bluish hue, and now they're purple.
Think second, third, fourth, fifth order. You have to think multi-steps ahead. That's what strategy is. And I've studied this for a long time. I predicted it all, but I don't need to just think I'm right. Eric Prince is not just the founder of Blackwater and super successful strategist, international business, but he's done so many other things. And of course, he was going off the reports of the CIA, of the Office of Financial Intelligence, and of the Pentagon, and of Kane, the chairman, who said, we'll do this, obviously, Mr. President, we order it, but we don't really see any scenario where this makes things better. But Israel and their unpopular president, Netanyahu, or prime minister, drug us into this, and here we are.
Yeah, how, Alex? How did he do that? How did he drag us into this? Alex, how? How does this happen? How does a place the size of New Jersey tell the world's military powerhouse what war they're going to go and fight? How? What does it take for a country, again, the size of New Jersey? What does it take? What's their major import or export? What do they do? What do they contribute to us? Exactly. I'll wait. How does that happen, Alex? I'm not mad at Alex. I like Alex. That's not what I'm saying. I just want him to elaborate a little bit more.
And Israel only thinks about things one-dimensionally, what's good for Israel. But really, if you pull back, it's not even good for Israel down the road. This is an unmitigated disaster. It's made the mullahs the underdog when they're detestable people. But they are hard fighters. They're not going to give up. And it has put our entire economic recovery in jeopardy. And of course, I don't want to hear we got to fight them over there. It's going to fight them over here. How did all those wars, 25 years of wars, turn out? 20 trillion of debt from the wars, basically our whole debt, most of it. And we brought 15 times what were here 25 years ago, Muslims into the U.S. and Europe. The globalists are playing us against each other, folks. It's that simple. And now, if things go bankrupt and we can't have a recovery, now if the Trump recovery doesn't work, where he's unilaterally pulled out of the UN, out of the World Trade Organization, which was good, now that repudiates all of that if it fails. And Ludnig with his family and their company betting against the tariffs and buying the insurance if the Supreme Court overturned the tariffs, buying up the billions of dollars of insurance so they make tens of billions of dollars on the $178 billion that's been overturned. I mean, Trump is being set up at every level. I don't say they give him a pass. I know the inside baseball.
Do you? Do you? Then how's he losing on all these deals? He doesn't lose deals. That's not what he does. That's not what he's known for. He doesn't lose deals. Okay, you understand? It's the art of the deal, not the art of losing my ass. The art of losing my cheeks. How's Howard Lutnick winning? How? How did he get a phone call the day before and not go to work on 9/11? Howard Lutnick. Yeah. The shitty father that he was never took his kid to school for 5 years. And on that day, his wife is, oh, Howard, you are just a terrible father, you are. Take your son to school. All right, if you'll shut up, I'll take him. And on his way driving Junior off to school, he looks up and an airplane crashes into one of the buildings. Oh, my word. That same lucky Howard Lutnick, they should just call him Lucknick. hedges his bets against Trump's tariffs, and is going to walk away with tens of billions of dollars. The guy just doesn't lose. Maybe Howard Lutnick should run for president fucking next, huh? Put him on the ballot one time for us. I'm just kidding. Do not put that fucking demon on our... We have enough demons in Congress we're trying to sort out.
It's the same story over and over again. He's smart in many ways, but not sophisticated in others. He admitted, I didn't know how Washington ran 8 years ago. I was naive. Well, you're really naive right now, Trump. And I told you that just because you're going to say, finally, let's pull out, let's declare victory, as I said 14 days ago, I said you have to declare it early so the Iranians don't double down. I said, you kill their leaders, they're going to double down, and then it's a game of chicken. They're not going to give up. So they decide now.
I think they're banking on them not giving up, actually. If I had to venture a guess, Bibi and Trump are banking that they're not going to give up. So they could do to Iran exactly what they did to Palestine. Just steamroll them. Men, women, and children. Just steamroll them. War crimes. No accountability, war crimes. Oh yeah, with our money, with taxpayer money. Yes. And our boys and girls too, our sons and daughters. That's who.
When it's over, and if you think they care, the French military. I mean, our military is 50, 100 times more lethal than the French. The Israeli military is more powerful than the French military, other than their nukes. The Israeli has formidable military.
Yeah, because of American taxpayers. You like that? You're welcome. Yeah, Israel has a very formidable air force and military equipment and training, and yeah, that's all on this guy's back right here, and yours at home too, and yours. All that hard work. Putting up with your fucking shitty job and your shitty fucking boss and your fucking coworkers and your fucking customers. You got to deal with all that shit you deal with. And Uncle Sam comes and takes his cut. And that's what it goes towards. Yeah.
So they're already being hit by Israel and the United States. They don't care. So now Trump thinks if he gets a bunch of international ships out there, Iran go, ooh, we better not attack. They're cornered. Think through the strategy. They've already said we'll attack all those ships. So it's all empty threats, folks, because you've cornered these people. And they didn't fall like your political advisors told you. Your military advisors told you, almost all of them, except the head of CENTCOM, who's basically an Israeli operative, that this was going to fail. But you didn't listen to them because you were emboldened by Venezuela.
Has it ever not failed? I mean, how far back do we got to go for a military campaign that we entered that succeeded? One? Yeah? World War II. Since then, there hasn't been one fucking military conflict. The world's most powerful military has come away successful. Not one. It's been one fucking blunder after another. And they're not accidental blunders. They knew what they were doing. They know what they're doing now. Destabilization. That's it. And steal whatever resources they're interested in. Because again, we don't reap any benefits of it. We just fund the whole shit. Pedophile islands. Yeah, we fund that. Again, war crimes and bombing and killing men, women, and children in other countries. We fund that. Our sons and daughters that we raise and invest so much money and time into, they get shipped off to go die. So it's all on us. It really is. We fund the thing. We operate the war machine. We pull the levers, push the buttons, type in the coordinates, launch the missiles. Yeah. How can we kill more of them? And then, like Alex is saying, yeah, now we pushed Iran up against the wall. What do you think they're going to do? Not fight to the bitter end? Yeah, this campaign won't be successful because they never are. You're literally going to have to wipe them all out. Which again, I'm not doubting that the leaders, militarily and presidential leaders, they already know that. Okay, the Warhawks, they're banking on it. Lindsey Graham, any other fucking neocon, they know this. They're banking on it. They want it to happen. So does Bibi. Bibi wants it to happen. He wishes they would. Yeah, you fight to the bitter end.
A totally different case, totally different animal, which I tacitly approved of, in my own view, for gunboat diplomacy, Monroe Doctrine, Thomas Jefferson's precedent with the Barbary Pirates, the fact that they were involved with Cuba, destabilizing us. That's all true. That is a real group attacking us, controlling Mexican drug cartels. Still, I said, though, you'll probably be set up in that. So I said, I academically understand why you're doing it and don't say it's unconstitutional. I still wouldn't do it. And we're still going to see how that turns out. As I said 14 days ago, I hope this turns out okay. I hope magically the mullahs get overthrown and some great thing happens. But then will we put somebody good in, or will we put somebody like the head of Al-Qaeda in Syria?
It's almost like Alex knows the playbook. Of course we're going to put some grimy, useful fucking idiot in there. And if it needs to be the leader of Al-Qaeda, fucking A, sure. Like I said a second ago, every military campaign since World War II that we've been involved in has turned to shit. We haven't won jack shit. Although I don't think there was any winning that needed to happen. It was just destabilize. We leave Afghanistan, ISIS raises their flag. That's who's running Afghanistan now. ISIS. Oh, the same ISIS that we created, that we funded and armed and trained? That ISIS? Yep. Those are the guys. Again, our taxpayer money, just for the record. Okay? The government just doesn't pull money out of thin air. They could, but the money they pull out of thin air, they put in their coffers. The money to fund these operations come directly from our hard work, our 60-hour fucking work weeks. They come from that. So Alex is talking like he's seen this play ran a million times. This is like playing your divisional rival and you know the fucking plays that they run. It's over, y'all. It's over. It's literally all of them. Just like my thumbnail. It's all of them. Long in the past should the days be of oh, Democrats are better. Oh, Republicans are better. No, it's all of them. It's literally all of them. You don't get to the positions that they're in unless you're chosen. Unless you've gone through some rigorous vetting. You went to their up and coming cool little classes in their colleges and entered their societies and did their rituals. Then you could play with the big dogs. Then you can get put on the ballot to run with the big dogs. You just don't get to just show up one day and go, oh, I'm going to run for Senate. The fuck you are. Did you go to George Soros's little up and coming future politicians of the world? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Sorry, you're not allowed. Well, why can't I? Well, I mean, it takes funding to run a campaign, a successful campaign. Who do you think's going to fund it? Somebody who doesn't know who you are? Or somebody who fucked you up your ass? Yeah, those are going to be the guys that are going to give you the money for your campaign. The ones who actually saw you eat a baby. Because you're going to do exactly what they say, and they know it. And you'll never rat on them either, because you were doing the same sick, gross, demonic shit they were. They were the ones who put you up to it. And then you went and did it. Now you're in. You made it. Now you'll have generational wealth. Now when they go start a war, your kids don't have to go. And don't worry, we know all the tax codes that we change every year. You won't pay a lick of taxes. Don't worry. The slaves do it. The slaves fund it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the wars. The slaves send their kids to go. Not us. But what if I get in trouble? Don't worry about it. I keep telling them. Don't worry about it. Those prisons we built, they're not for us. They're for the slaves. That's where we put the slaves who get out of line. They go to the prisons, not us. Stop it. Private servers in your basement, sending and receiving top secret emails. Don't worry about it. Never tell on your friends. Hey, never tell on your friends, and keep your mouth shut.
See, we've seen this story before. They don't want stable governments. Israel doesn't want stable governments. The West doesn't want that. That's why Israel created Hamas. So they shut down on October 7th. No. So this is really upsetting. And for all the kind of people that woke up and became Trump supporters lately, a lot of the neocons have finally got on board. I mean, neocon constituents, they just see this is just another Afghanistan, another Iraq, cost us $20 trillion and got 10,000 troops killed. No, this is hundreds of times worse potentially. And I just wish you understand.
Well, it's like a drug, Alex. You see, it's like, when you first start to use heroin, you only do a 10 spot. Okay. But the more that addiction builds, next thing you know, you're shooting 3 or 4 bags at one time. Okay. So, yeah, all that shit, the Iraq war, Afghanistan, that was child's play. Okay. Because the demons, they need their toll. They need their blood sacrifice. It's got to be bigger. It's got to be a bigger hit this time. Put 4 bags in that fucking spoon and cook that shit up. Yeah, Big Mike. Yeah, ain't that right? Sure is. That's where we're at now. That's the reality we live in. We're in a Christian nation saying Christ is king is anti-Semitic. And Bibi on the news and TV and everywhere telling our politicians here that they better start shutting down Americans' First Amendment on speaking out against them. Because how dare we question Israel? How dare you? You fucking little slaves. You little goyim. Just pay your taxes so we can keep funding our agendas, huh? That's all you little plebs need to worry about. Keep going to work and paying those taxes.
Understood that when Trump has bad advice and has bad forces telling him what to do, we've been able to get him off of that in many cases. So by you attacking those of us that told the truth and were right, that were actually informed, and saying we're Qatari agents, we're traitors, and by saying do whatever the neocons say, you've sold all of us down the river. And I hope it's not too late.
It's too late, Alex. It's too late. When they handed us 3.5 million files of redacted, demonic, satanic shit, and it was all redacted, the names, it's too late, sir. It's too late. It's too late. We're not voting our way out of this. You got those hardcore fucking MAGAs still pounding the tables that we don't fucking get it. We don't understand 4D chess that he's playing. Yeah, you're right. I don't get it. Gas went up a whole fucking dollar in the last 14 days. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know what kind of 4D chess this is, but why are we funding it? It's too late, Alex. It's too late. There's going to be a number of options left. Learn how to plant a garden and start right away. Go out with your local deer hunter and let them go out there and hunt something. Learn how to skin it. Learn how to cure the meat. And that's probably a good start. That's where I'd start. Because the last thing's going to be just no more participating. Like everybody. I don't give a shit if you vote blue or red, or I don't fucking care. We're all going to have to put our little differences, our little slave differences aside for 10 minutes while we just all participate and not participating. It's going to suck. We're going to go backwards in time about 100 years. You could forget electricity. You could forget about your smartphone. You could forget about the internet. But you're going to be so busy gardening and tending to your livestock, you won't have to worry about going to work because that's your new work. And we just won't participate anymore. They can go on. They can play your little war games. Go ahead. Because nobody's going to fight for your wars. Send your kids. You guys send your kids. Because my kids are going to stay home. All right? I've got cows to milk. Okay? I've got goats to feed. I got to feed my chickens. I need to snip my tomatoes. I don't have time to pay taxes anymore. I don't. I'm sorry. But you guys go ahead. Go ahead. You fight that war. Go on. You send Barron and Donald Jr. over there. You go ahead. You take care of it. No, you guys got it. Howard Lutnick. You send your boy. You know, the kid that you took to school on 9/11? Send that kid. Because my kids work, again, we got cows to milk and we got a whole farm to deal with. I don't have time to send my kids off to war. Sorry. And I'm not going to fund it anymore because I stopped going to work. So I don't know what tax money. I can't believe Owen Benjamin was right. About what exactly? Is that what he was saying? The same rant I'm going on? Don't get me started on the dinosaurs. He threw away all his kids' dinosaur books. And create, you made it, sir. You made it. Yeah, man, you've missed a whole hour and a half of me. I'm all keyed up right now, brother. You missed a lot of good stuff. You had to, I don't know, watch the show sometime during the week. It'll end up being 2 hours long. You'll have to break it up in little 20-minute segments. Yeah, I've been on one tonight. I'm pissed off. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the answer, man. It's kind of the answer. I've thought this through. And it's still in formula. It's still at formula, I should say. Because you're not going to fight fire with fire. You're not going to out-violence them. You're not. Okay? Yes, we might own firearms. Okay? For some of us, lots of firearms. But they got F-22 Predators. Okay? They've got unmanned drones, laser-guided smart bombs, and all kinds of things. So that's not the answer. We'll just get wiped out, and they would wish that we would. They would pray that would be the approach we take. No, it has to be one of loving and understanding and just, we're not playing anymore. This whole game, we're not going to play. We don't want to play anymore, so we're not. See, I've been working on my garden for about 2-3 years. Okay. I had bought some livestock. I got a goat on my property. I got a couple cows. I got a whole chicken coop. If there's one thing we ain't going to do, it's going to starve. We ain't going to starve because we're eating eggs day and night. And the vegetables that we've been growing, we canned it. We canned them all. Got like 6 months supply, vegetables and fruit with more crops that are just constantly cycling. No, we're good. Go ahead. You want the electricity? Turn it off. Turn it all off. The internet, turn it off. That's fine. But what are you going to do? You're going to come evict every American out of their homes? Good luck. 300 million families. You're going to throw them all out? How? How are you going to do that? One by one? I doubt it. I doubt it. There could do other tactics, like maybe, I think I've said it before on the show, like today, the skies where I live was gridded the fuck up. It was a grid that they sprayed. What they could do is make those white chemtrails green and radioactive. They could do that. And then that way they'll just poison us all. They could do that. They could poison the water supplies. They could do that. But they're kind of hurting themselves a little bit if they're going to poison the earth. Because after they've killed off 85% of us like they want, you're gonna inherit a poisoned, non-usable earth. Is that what you're gonna do? Because the odds are they'll be like a jealous ex-girlfriend. If we decide to not participate anymore and we just do our own thing, as I'm suggesting, they'll stalk us. They'll show up. Doom, 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 doom. Hey, babe. Like, I'm really sorry. I mean, I know you've been telling me for a long time that you want me to change, and I haven't. But, like, I've changed now. I'm better. I'm not that same guy anymore. Try to win us back with flowers and chocolates. Chocolates. And if we're suckers, we'll go, all right. Well, he said he did change. We could give him one more try. No. We've given you all the tries. We're all out of money. We have no quality of life. Our children aren't going to be able to afford houses. Like, no, I think we're done. I think we're done as a whole, as all Americans. I speak for us all, both sides of the aisle. I think we just need to be single for a while. All they've done is just set up the biggest surveillance grid ever, poison us at every turn. Between the vaccines they give us and the shit they're spraying in the sky and the fluoride that's in the water, the atrazine that's in the water too. It's just, it's a constant bombardment. And then, oh, are you getting sick from all the shitty food you're eating? Well, go see one of our doctors because he's got a shitty ass pill to give you. It's not going to fix what your problem is, but we got 8 more pills for you to take, aluminum and barium. That's right. And whatever base component that is that they use to produce Xanax. Wow, I wish that was the case. Prozac. I'm going to look at, I need to like memorize what that chemical name is, but yeah, that too. Then we find out, and who knows if this is fucking bullshit or not, but I'm believing it for now. Did you hear that they declassified the cure for cancer, folks? Have you seen this? Ivermectin and one more other medication. Remember when they were telling us we were all retarded? You're going to take a horse fucking medication? A horse cum? That's what you're going to take, you stupid fucking idiots? Yeah, but when you look up ivermectin won a fucking Nobel Peace Prize back like in the 30s or 40s. Because how amazing the medication was. And then how quickly pharmaceutical companies want you to take their fucking mRNA gene therapy, and well, they'll lie to you and tell you it was a vaccine, but it's a gene therapy, and that you're a fucking retard for taking horse cum. I made it horse cum. It wasn't horse cum. They were on TV. They were saying horse paste. Because they give that to horses to deworm them. Yeah, you take that. Yeah, it does more than deworm, assholes. It does a lot more than deworm. But thanks for talking to people like they're stupid and scaring them out of peer pressure to not actually take a medication that could actually help them a lot. And yeah, and cure their cancer too. How about that? Yeah, aluminum and barium. Yes, sir. Sorry, I'm ranting. I need to keep up with these comments. And yeah, anything to mess with your serotonin levels. Right. Right. Cannabis has been the cure for cancer forever. But you have to make it to an essential oil and eat it. Yeah. Smoking it won't work. No. Smoking it's a carcinogen. Yeah, that won't work. But I have heard about CBD oils way back in the day too. As a matter of fact, there was when we lived in Florida, we had a neighbor. The neighbor we lived next to went to church with this young girl who was like she made the news, her parents and everything, because she was a young girl, 5, 6, 7 years old, who had terminal cancer. They asked for funding and people helped. They flew this child to Colorado where cannabis is legal so that they can treat her, right? And it helped. The little girl is still alive probably to this day. I mean, it's been a number of years since I kept up with it, but I was in Florida long enough to know that the girl had made like a miraculous turnaround. Run from the Cure documentary. Exactly. Exactly. But I definitely want to do more research in that whole ivermectin thing because again, it has so many benefits. Like some of the shit that I was reading on Twitter was like essentially this. Like I guess people get parasites. I think we all might have them. And then if you take the ivermectin, it kills the parasites that would then cause the cancer. Or it was some there you go. See, you said it right there, right? It kills the parasites, and it's the parasites that kill the cancer. However, the ivermectin as well. Like, say you have already got cancer. Like you take the ivermectin again with the other drug. I forgot what the hell it was called. But you take a regimen of both those medications, it eats the cancer cells. Eats them, like gone. And you do that regimen for like 6, 8 months, boom, stop the regimen, cancer free, done. Dunzo. And yeah, you're talking about the girl with major seizures, and they made a special weed for her low on THC, high CBD, called Charlotte's Web. Possibly. Was this girl you're speaking of? She was in Florida? Because that's the girl I was talking about. And the brain cancer was inoperable too. Cancer is a group of rogue cells that won't die. We have to burn them out, but cannabis tells the cells they can die. You haven't heard about the ivermectin yet? Yeah, it was like all over Twitter. There's another thing though that cures cancer as well too that I've done a bit of research on because I want to do it myself. I don't have cancer, I don't think, but in my drug using days, I think I did this on accident numerous times. It's called autophagy, where basically, like, you know how people fast and they'll put their bodies in ketosis because it'll burn the fat. Well, autophagy is like putting your body in ketosis, but like on steroids. So instead of fasting for 16 hours, you're going to fast for days, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 9 days. Like you're going to go on a long ass wet fast. And what ends up happening is when the body's like gets to that second or third day of fasting, it already is like, okay, like I'm running on fat here. I need to run on something else. What it does is it will eat all of the cells that you regenerate because our bodies, have billions of cells that die and regenerate daily. Well, cancers can also be caused from those cells that die off that don't get recycled but linger, and then they mutate, and then that turns into cancer. So again, you could have cancer, you go on a 7-day fast, your body starts to eat that cancer to recycle the cells that make up that cancer. So that's another way of combating cancer, is to go into autophagy. But like I said, there was a good run there. I was on pretty serious drugs for about 10 years, where the drugs were my everyday source of living, not food. I would go fucking days with not eating. So I know, like when I got clean and sober, which is May 2010, I got clean. Okay. I was like 150 pounds soaking wet. And again, I'm like almost 6 foot, like 5'11", 150 pounds. All right. Like way under, I was skin and bones. So I know I put myself in autophagy plenty of times, even though I was injecting my body with heroin and a poison. But what are you gonna do? Mistakes were made. Let's see. You said, nah, the girl was in Missouri. Sorry, different case. Okay. But even still, you hear the story everywhere. Kid, it's heartbreaking when you see kids that have cancer. You're just like, fuck, man. This human soul is 10 minutes old. And already with the cancers, fucking demons. We're surrounded by demons. Just it constantly. Everybody who's in power is a monster. Our body expels toxics through our lymph nodes and armpits, and we close off our armpits with deodorant, locking in those toxins. Congrats on being sober. Thanks. It's been 15 years. It'll be 16 in May. It's a good run. Built my life back up. Never done hard drugs, but 5 years sober from alcohol. Okay, yeah. Congratulations. Just went cold turkey. Yeah, alcohol's a rough one too, man. I want to say alcohol is probably one of the worst ones. Very deteriorating. Like a lot of times I get asked my age, and people, when they find out I'm 48 years old, I just turned 48 on March 10th, just the other day. So if any of you guys want to say happy belated birthday to me, now's the time. I said I wouldn't cry. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm 48 now. And people are like, bullshit, you're not 48. You look like 35. They always say some young age. And I'm like, oh, heroin must be like a preservative. The opiates are more like a preservative. Wow. Alcohol is really hard on your organs. I mean, I'm sure heroin is too, but alcohol is really hard. It'll age you quick. And, my dad died of cancer, and he was an everyday drinker. Every day he drank. Every day. And he died at 49 years old of bladder cancer. But, if you drink every fucking day of your life, again, alcohol's hard on your body. It's going to break the shit down. We literally eat poison and go to work. So that's one of those things, man. I don't want to get all existential. We can. But we are powerful people. I think that humans have been told that we're not shit from birth. We're told we ain't shit, but we don't, because they know and understand what we truly are, what we're truly capable of. They know it, and they suppress all that knowledge that we're not supposed to know, like our connection to the universe, like all that stuff. Our pineal gland, they understand it. We don't, because they don't teach us it. They suppress all that knowledge, and they, again, go back to telling you that you ain't shit. You're never going to be shit. You want to be like us. You want to be like actors in Hollywood. You want to be powerful like politicians. You want to do all that until you find out the sick shit that they're into. And then you don't want to be a part of it anymore. And then you end up dying or going mentally insane or start drugs really bad. Thank you, Create. Thank you, sir. There are dumb drugs and smart drugs. And I wish we could educate people. Well, yeah. Well, they don't want anybody to know that. Yeah, you fucked your stomach on alcohol and processed food. That's all of us, man. Like, we don't have a choice. Unless you know you got your own farmer's market near you. where you could buy like maybe some of their chickens and cows or beef, steaks and all that that's like unprocessed, or bacon, unprocessed, untouched, no chemical, no preservatives, no processing. Because I do have a market close to the house, and I bought 20 pounds. No, sorry, 20 pounds. 5 pounds of thick cut bacon for $20. 5 pounds of bacon. It was delicious. But when I cooked it, my kids and my wife immediately were like, ew, like it tastes gamey. I go, no, sweetheart. That's just your brain's not recognizing the familiarity to bacon because it doesn't have any chemicals in it. This is like a fresh market. They got all their own livestock and they quarter them up there. But you're used to Smithfield with the processing and the coloring and the chemicals in there. When I took the ayahuasca, it was proven. Yeah. Well, I mean, that too. I mean, like, right? A lot of soldiers that come back from combat, they microdose them, or even heavier doses of microdosing shrooms, psychedelics to them. And it helps with their PTSD and their struggles and their depression and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot going on that we're not told. A lot. Amen to that. And because it's deep, we're powerful. We have a right to be here and live free without taxes. Fucking goddamn right. He said, "What's up, Wayne? Me too." Yeah, $25 and a chicken. Yep. And that's what it is, man. It runs like when people are like stressed out and depressed, it's all designed for us to live life in that way. They'd like you to go see a psychiatrist, and so they could put you on a medication, but a lot of Americans just end up like self-medicating. I mean, yeah, I mean, my drug abuse was absolutely from depression. I mean, like I was smoking weed and I wasn't drinking at a young age. When my father died, I was 22 years old. 22. And it was right there where the heroin started. And on it went for about 10 or 12 years because I was self-medicating. I didn't have any coping skills to deal with that kind of a loss. But I tell you, the first time I sniffed a bag of heroin, I was like, oh, that does it. That numbed me up real nice. And then, of course, it graduates from sniffing it to banging it. But Create, you just got here and you're already out of here. All right. You have a good night. I'm almost at the 2-hour mark. I'm about to sign off anyways as well. But all right, Create, brother. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. But yeah. So every American does it. And there's so many different vices, right? Some people like to gamble. Some people eat food. Some people are addicted to sex. I mean, there's all different vices to kind of self-medicate yourself from any of depressions or anxieties and all kinds of things. The country definitely has spent like very little resources on addressing the mental health in the United States. That's where you get these pandemics and epidemics, not pandemics, epidemics, of, oh God, so many 200,000 Americans lose their life every year because of opiates or heroin, fentanyl. Well, yeah, because they're all depressed and they're taking a drug, and then it just so happens that strong opiate kills them because it's way too powerful for people to judge on their own how much they should be taking. Happens to heroin addicts too. Actually, heroin addicts look for so that spot around the corner that killed like 5 people, shit, I'm going. Like I'm going over there. That's how that works. And then we get this whole kind of epidemic going across the country. Yeah, well, that's another angle that they work. That's the atrazine in the water. Turns out Alex was right about that too. Atrazine in the water. Why would you put atrazine in water? It doesn't help filter the water. It doesn't make it clean water to drink. Nope. It just makes you confused about your biology. And that's what they want. It's all crazy. It's all crazy. And we're all surrounded. But they got us so busy infighting. We're fighting each other. We're fighting each other over whose slave master is better. That's what it's starting to turn into my brain. If you hear left and right arguments, oh yeah, your slave master's better than mine. Wow, I'm gonna kick your ass now. Like, wait, whoa. You know they're all fucking kids, right? Like both sides of them. Like you guys know that, right? Again, can we put our differences aside for a few minutes? I swear to God, we'll pick it up. I swear we will. We'll pick it up right where we left off. But we got one thing to deal with first. And that's not playing the game. Because how many times have we said it just on this show alone? We have so much in common. More than what they'll want us to admit. It's pretty simple. We all want to have just a nice, peaceful quality of life. Own a home. Raise kids. Have them be successful and just contribute and also own their own home and have their own kids and do the same thing. Oh, but it's real simple. But no, we can't be afforded that. We can't be afforded that. Every day needs to be one fucking battle after another. Watch what you eat. You can't eat that. Don't eat this. Watch that. Don't eat this. But then you can't eat that. But then you can eat this. And you kind of can't eat anything. I don't think anything's safe. You could try to have an organic diet. They do make it way more expensive than the cheap stuff that they sell at the grocery stores. But even that shit I don't trust. Because it still gets sprayed with pesticides, right? Is it still genetically modified? Probably. So then how organic really is it? You'd have to grow your own shit. That's probably the best way to do it. Just grow your own shit. You get it from a seed. You put it in dirt. You watch it grow. You water it. Give it sun. Snip it. Put it in your kitchen. Chop it up. Use it for dinner. Can't beat that. Can't beat it. You didn't spray it with pesticides. You didn't, even though it will have aluminum and barium that it's settled to the earth and landed on it. It's crazy. But yeah, that was fun tonight. I thought Jonathan was going to show up. He said he was going to show up, but he didn't. And then Create got here late. And then he bounced. He was here for 10 minutes. I know Create, he's getting his office together. It takes time, right? Because you got to buy a camera and a computer and a microphone. And then you got to find a spot in your home where you could set up. And it's a whole thing. I told him don't rush. But I'd definitely like to have him on the show, like actual face. Talking with me in real time and then pulling things up and all that good stuff. But it was a good rant tonight, gentlemen. Good rant tonight. It feels good to get it off my chest. And then I got to go back to work on Monday. But tomorrow morning, Everything Bear Show. You know what time it is. It's a mock draft time tomorrow night. Yeah, I know, but I'm sure Create, he's got in his mind, he's got a vision. He's got a vision of how he wants the presentation to look. I thought it looked good, Mike, when you were on, right? You just had earbuds in and on your phone. Looked great. Your voice was coming in clear. But like I said, I'm not gonna rush the guy in what just like Creates just an AI generated. Maybe. Can't trust anything these days. That's why I got to get his face on this screen. You see, because once we get him, and then we know he's real, an actual living, breathing human. But no, all right. Well, I got sidetracked. Everything Bear show in the morning. It's going to be great. Free agency, there's been a lot of moving and shaking going on. So a little mock draft might be what's in order. Let's see how the draft falls to us now. Oh, spy in the car. Wait, no, they've look at Wedge. They got this. Yeah. This is I willingly carry this everywhere I go. They know what Ezra's doing every moment of the day. But maybe to move in closer, right? To get into my inner circle. What is this movement Ezra's talking about? No more participating. Create, we need you to infiltrate the Loud Horsing Off podcast and get to the bottom of this. I know. And crazily, our last show that we did, the numbers did great. I don't know if it was the timing. What did I title the video? So many people were engaged. So many people subscribed. It was nuts. It's our highest viewed video we've done. So I've got high expectations for tomorrow for a Sunday morning. NSA on your phone isn't good enough. Yeah, true that. True that. They might want to move a little bit closer than that. You know, if they're willing to just pay me off to shut me up, I'm always open to talk. Just for the record, throwing it out there. AAI is just going to put us all in a bubble. Kind of already has, right? Because I agree with you, but it kind of already seen a couple steps already in that direction. That's where we're headed, because we're kind of already got 1 foot in that door already. But it's stuff like this. Shows like this, podcast, people need to speak up more about it. That's what got me into this whole mess to begin with. I was like, you know what? Not enough people are pushing back. And I'm doing it all on my time. You know, I could be driving at work, bitching about it, or to my wife at the dinner table, bugging her about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start a podcast where I could just bleh. And then the people, they'll find me. I don't need to push or advertise and do all these things. I just need to show up every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern and start the show. And then my people will find me. We will find each other. And here we are. 6 zeros minimum. 999-000. 999-999 minimum. I said it here first on tonight's show. 999, 999 minimum. That might just be one installment. And no more taxes. Armageddon. That was a great scene in Armageddon. When Bruce Willis kind of said that at the end. Oh yeah, and nobody here wants to pay taxes. Like ever. That was the fucking best. To be able to say that to some high-ranking fucking government official, to be like, yeah, me and my guys, yeah, none of us want to pay taxes. Like ever. All right. Big show tomorrow. I got to go to bed, get some rest so I can prep and get ready for the big show tomorrow. You guys, awesome. Thank you. And it was awesome that you hung out the whole time. I love it. You guys have a good night. Get your rest. I'll see you tomorrow on Everything Bears. Till next Saturday. Peace.